job they've done with their draft picks recently.
Here's Dixon Bowen now. And a goal for the freshman from East Grand Forks. Just as the penalty expires, Dixon Bowen, his third goal in his last 6 games, and it's 1-0 North Dakota.
Well, this was a line last night that I thought actually was able to at least get something going for North Dakota. Here you're going to see it's a quick transition and it's a turnover. Good job by Zach Young, head man in that puck. What I love about this, watch Dixon Bowen lower that shoulder, waits for the goalie to open up just that little bit. Larkin gives that 5-hole up. I always say it's a very difficult job for a goaltender when you got a guy coming in with speed. Bowen does a real good job, lowers that shoulder, drives to the net.
Bowen striking just 3 minutes into the game. Dixon, the 5'11" freshman from East Grand Forks, played with the likes of Tyson Jost and Colton Pullman last season in the BCHL for Penticton. He's been coming on of late, a kid that offers a lot of energy, a guy you like quite a bit. A big goal early and look right back. Miami with the answer. 44 seconds after Bowen opens the scoring, the Redhawks fight right back. Anthony Lewis, the NCHC scoring leader, with the goal of his own, and we're tied at 1.
Well, just a turnover right there. Again, defensively, this is going to go back door. Not a lot Cam Johnson can do there, but right there, you're going to see him come just sliding in. That's Tucker Pullman's guy, so Pullman gets kind of snubbed off on the offensively, not B minuses. And I thought the first shift or the first shift there that they got a little bit of sustained pressure back on.
Jost here open, nice feed in front, big time goal from Austin Pagansky. The centering feed from Tyson Jost and the junior from St. Cloud right there to bang it home. 2-1 North Dakota.
Well, what a playmaking ability here. You're going to see they're just going to get this into the zone. Look at Tyson Jost get his head up. Larkin's down in the butterfly. Larkin thinks Tyson Jost is going to shoot this puck. Watch how quick Tyson gets his head up, looks over, threads the needle. Pagansky, he loves that. You're not going to find many easier ones than that. You see him pointing, nice pass. That's a good way of utilizing your teammates right there.
Here to talk about that and much more, the beat writer for the Grand Forks Herald of North Dakota Hockey, now in his 12th season covering the team. You know this man, it's Brad Schlossman. And Brad, tough one certainly last night for UND. Just your assessment and the biggest takeaway for you from last night's 6-3 defeats?
Well, it was just surprising the way the game ended. You know, they had gone, almost 4 years, 82 games without losing a lead after 2 periods. And then to do it in a game where not only you lead by 1, but by 2 goals. And things seemed to be in control midway through the second period. So it was kind of surprising the way things turned. But Miami looked really good. I mean, those weren't cheap goals off of skates and in or anything. They were making plays. And so, credit goes to Miami for making some plays.
This has been a UND season in which we've seen North Dakota take some steps forward. Yeah. Certainly they did against Union in Omaha, and then take a step back. Well, what do you think has been the biggest reason for some of those 2 steps forward, 1 step back play this year?
I think everyone's trying to figure that out right now. You know, it almost seems like when they're up against it and you think they're going to lose, when they're playing a good Union team without Tyson Jost and Brock Besser. They're playing BC without Brock Besser. You think they're going to go and lose those games, and all of a sudden they win. And then you think they're back on track and they come back home and you're thinking they're on a roll now, and then they come and lose. So they've been a really tough team to figure out in that sense, that you just don't know what you're going to see from night to night.
Do you think is part of the reason just the parity that there is around the country? Is that one of the biggest reasons for that this season?
I think for sure. You know, I don't think, obviously, this team isn't as dynamic as last year's team. It wasn't going to be. Last year's team was a once in every 30 years type of team. But, I think you're seeing a lot of that around the league. I think the top-end teams aren't quite as dominant. The bottom-end teams aren't quite as bad as they've been some other years. The top 3 teams in the league all lost last night. That was interesting to see on the scoreboard. And I think that's something we'll see from here on out, that maybe there aren't as many free points in the league this year as there have been the last couple of years.
Yeah, certainly with Denver and Duluth. Both, they've been sharing the #1 ranking in the country with North Dakota for the entirety of the season. I'm guessing we might see a new #1 come Monday in most of those polls after this weekend.
Yeah, it'll be interesting in it. But, Harvard went and lost last night, too.
Lost to RPI, 4-0.
They did, yeah. So it's tough to peg right now who the most dominant team it is. And that's why I think it's important for North Dakota just to get into the national tournament. Sure. You get in there, you get to go to Fargo, play in front of a home crowd. you know, anything can happen. So, but you got to get in to make something happen. I think it's kind of like a couple of years ago, Providence. It reminds me of them. When they got in, they were the last team in the tournament. They ended up winning it. And it wasn't really that big of a surprise either. You know, they were a really good team, and I think that's the case this year. You get in the tournament, it's up for grabs. Anyone can win it.
Yeah, certainly anything can happen again. Just 16 teams in the field. It's a one on, one done, and you never know. North Dakota in a position right now to make the tournament, of course, 10th in the pairwise rankings. Still a ton of season left, 13 games left in the regular season. I know there's been some talk about, you know, is the Penrose Cup out of reach, all this kind of stuff, but it feels like there is still a lot of hockey left to be played to say that anybody's out of anything in a league so close as the NCHC.
Oh, for sure. You know, and if North Dakota would have won last night, they would have been taking a huge step towards getting back in the Penrose Cup race. They still have work to do, but like I said, I think with the way that the teams at the bottom of the conference are playing right now, it's up for grabs right now because there's no free points for those teams any weekend.
Yeah, you do, by the way, speaking of just the college hockey landscape in general, a quick plug for Brad. You do a great podcast with College Hockey Inc. and Nate Ewell, excuse me, that I listen to every week. This is really good stuff. Talk about how you got involved with that and where can fans find it.
Yeah, Nate Ewell kind of approached me with the idea of doing it, and it's just kind of fun to chat about college hockey with him. He's such a knowledgeable guy, and you know, we kind of try to touch on all sorts of different leagues from around the country and give a sense of what's happening and the games we're looking forward to on the weekend. Yeah,
Nate kind of follows some of the eastern part of the country. Brad handles sort of the rest.
Yeah.
You can catch it on iTunes again, College Hockey Inc. podcast weekly during the hockey season. So, Brad, thanks again for the time today. Best of luck covering this team the rest of the season.
For sure. Right? Thanks, Alex.
Brad Schlossman of the Grand.
Sometimes things go your way, sometimes they don't. This is a power play that I think that will continue to evolve.
Interception here, Red Gardner! Short-handed! Created the chance, and Red Gardner made the most of it. 3-1 North Dakota.
Talk about how good the penalty kill is for Miami, but here's the big thing. You can't get complacent with Sleepy with the puck. A good job and a real good low blocker shot by Rhett Gardner. But what a job by Janet Dwienen on the forecheck. Doesn't quit. He's relentless on the puck. He's tracking, utilizing that stick as a tool, and a real good shot. Low blocker. North Dakota able